Good evening and welcome. Do you know where your kids are? Already done that intro. I just like to say that. Tonight we are back with a big batch. We had 18 episodes, 371 through 375, and then 378 through 387, and then 391 through 393. We're in the war arc the entire time with some fun flashbacks for Obito. A little bit of Naruto in there, a little bit.
Fun is generous for Obito.
Fun's a choice.
You know, it does seem it is. Wait, hang on. We have different perceptions. It felt like everybody was having a really good time this batch, and I did leave you on quite a cliffhanger, which I'm pretty proud about.
You did. You
I'm
sure
not too
did.
mad about it.
Yeah, it just makes me wanna keep going.
That's right. Well, let's get started then. So 371.
Wait, what are we going to talk about other than Sasuke? We can skip the rest.
Yeah, let's talk about Sasuke.
What?
Sasuke.
I've never been so annoyed with a character. I thought he would get less annoying.
What's annoying about it?
Stop making that face like
no,
you're
I'm
like...
just confused. He's acted fine the whole time.
He's acting fine. Acting the absolute fool for years now. And it's only gotten worse and more foolish.
Yes, I will agree with that. And
Listen.
At least he listens to Naruto, though.
Right.
Okay.
I will say, if Orochimaru has redeemable qualities, Sasuke has redeemable qualities.
Honestly,
100%.
Orochimaru, huge dub for these episodes.
Huge dub.
Yeah.
Like,
and the flashbacks for the Sani, that was really.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd seen that part. I couldn't remember. Had we
I don't
seen the
think
part
that
where he was like going to kill Jiraiya?
I don't think we did.
Okay, if that felt new to y'all, then great, because I thought it was. But yeah, pretty big, pretty heartless, and what a world changer that would have been had Tsunade not stopped him.
How could he be so heartless?
On and on and on and on. Okay, so seriously, let's talk about Sasuke. What were you surprised by? Anything? Frustrated? I mean, this dude came out and was like, "Yeah, I'll be the Hokage. I'll change it all."
Dude, was wild.
It was kind of what I predicted, that he was just going to go out and fight and like sort of prove himself. He just still seems like such a dick.
No, he is. He definitely is.
And then he said that, and I was like, this is the weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
It's just weird.
Can you blame him?
For what? I can blame him
being
for
a dick.
Oh, I mean,
at least he's not Obito, right? Like, Obito's doing all this because of a girl. Like,
man,
Sasuke lost his entire family, bro.
He doing it for his mama.
Like, let's say the real thing out loud. I mean, was Obito not doing it for a girl? It's what it feels like.
I feel like that was part of the catalyst. I wouldn't agree. I don't know that you're even saying this, but I wouldn't say it's all for a girl.
I think it definitely the root. I think the main root of the tree is Rin, and I think that's why.
Wait, she down there?
So much of it. No, she's not dead. I think so much of it is about Rin, or at least a derivative of that.
You tell me they dig up them roots and Rin just
there, hole in her chest. Kakashi.
Hey.
Let's talk about our girl Sakura, because you guys don't seem to have much to say about Sasuke. Oh, I do want to say this, because I can't remember if I said this last batch. Tell me if I did. I was angry whenever I first watched this, like the very first time. I was like, you don't get to come back in here and act like that.
What, Sasuke?
You don't get to come back in here.
Yeah.
And
I think we agreed on that too.
Okay, so we did talk about this where I said, but then I thought about it and was like, but this is kind of what I wanted. Okay, I thought that was last batch. So,
or it was like, haven't I wanted this? And like, doesn't he deserve? Yeah.
And wouldn't Naruto want to give it to him too? Like, and I think that you see that too. Naruto's like the first one to be like, hey, let's fight them together then. And it's like, it's frustrating as a viewer, but yeah.
But before we leave Sasuke, there's one last thing. I didn't think this was gonna happen. Like, I'll just say that up front. But as soon as they recalled when Naruto's training and he's like talking to Yamato about natures, and they go back to Sasuke and Naruto being like a perfect match, and like Yamato took the question a different way, and he's like, no, I mean, like, we can work together, like that would be perfect, which just shows like instead Naruto's of like purity.
Yes,
like, but also go ahead.
His maturity. You're rolling.
Yeah.
Maturity. I was going to say it too.
But like seeing it play out in real time now in the present, I would love that that's a redeemable piece of this show. Like, I didn't predict it, like I said before, but as soon as I saw that again, I was like, it's like something in my heart was just like, I knew this was going to happen in some capacity. But
I felt like it was always in the cards. It was either this outcome or Naruto had to kill Sasuke.
Sure.
Like that's the two options here.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I felt like I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't know that it was going to be now. Right?
Okay, you thought it
during
would come,
the war, you mean?
Like later in the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a welcome thing for me. I agree that Sasuke's not the ideal like team player, and he's proven that. But he's doing it now, and now is what matters most because it's down to the wire. So
yeah.
I think they just picked the most annoying way to do it, and
100%.
Ishimoto knew it.
Yep.
And he was like, I'm going to take you on such a ride with this character. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for that. But it doesn't make me any less annoyed.
Yeah. I mean, what a journey like of character development for him. And obviously we'll get more of that because there's going to be some answers that or questions that need to be answered after all this is done. But I think another part of Naruto like taking what Yamato has said and then turning it to like, oh no, I can't. It didn't even cross his mind. He's like, why would I want to use that advantage against him? I'm the perfect complement to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, and they're running at Obito, I think, and Naruto says it's not a competition, which is such a, like, it's so stupid, but like that's such a growth from Naruto. Like, think of like Naruto and Sasuke, OG, early first two arcs. Everything was a competition to Naruto. It was always, I have to be better than you. Yeah. And over the course of this entire long journey, Naruto grew so much empathy for his friend that it was never a competition anymore. It was never even crossing his mind. It was always, I want to compliment you and be next to you and fight with you. And I think it flipped. I think that Sasuke, every time that we saw him witness something of Naruto, even in the war, like by all the way through Shippuden, every time that he got a new revelation of what Naruto could do, he was hurt by it. He was mad at it because he wasn't progressing. I mean, obviously he was progressing very well, but he wasn't progressing at the same rate.
Sure.
So, props to Naruto. That's great. What you want to see out of your main character. He's very pure. And it reminds me of a meme I saw that said, I found out that my boyfriend was cheating on me, and I told him that Naruto would hate him, and he started to cry.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I would too. If Bree came in here and was like, Naruto would hate who you are, I'd be like, oh, gosh, I gotta do some change. I gotta do some work on myself or something.
Just a quick note, as we get to this section, this is where we start talking about Sakura, and we took that out, edited it into a separate episode, which you can go watch. It'll be down in the description. But yeah, that's why when we come back here in just a couple seconds, we seem a little on edge, some of us maybe. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. And if you want to go watch that or listen to it, you can go find the one where we talk about Sakura. But anyway, back to the episode.
All right. So next, the week Obito, Ten Tails, Jinchuriki, he can be taken out by anybody, really. He goes on to fight Naruto and Sasuke, and they have a really tough time with him. Did you guys think that Obito would turn? Did you expect any of this? Did you think he'd go down easier? Because, I mean, Hinata could have taken him down.
Honestly, at this point, she could have. But I think anyone is going to turn at this point because of Naruto's talk no jutsu. It could be anybody. No one is safe from the words.
No one is safe.
I don't even know. Who else are we even going to see? There's Madara and then possibly 5 more bad guys or 0 more bad guys. I have no idea. But I think they're all going to be talk no jutsu'd by Naruto and Hashirama.
Okay, so we saw Obito was talk no jutsu to some degree. Do you guys believe that Madara will be talk no jutsu?
I think he might be the one that's not. For real, though.
Because he's pure evil.
Well, that's the thing. He's not. Like, he's doing it for family. Honestly, his reasons at a certain point to me were like, why is he so mad? I mean,
I guess he's mad because his brother was killed by Tobirama.
Yeah. Like, be mad at Tobirama, not at like the entire world. But, you know, same thing with Obito and what Zach said earlier. It's like, I mean, does this really do his intentions really make sense?
I agree with that. I think that and that's also another hotly debated thing. This war arc is fueled by basically the death of a girl, because if Obito had just gone back to the Leaf, this wouldn't have happened. Madara would have eventually died or found someone else and maybe been able to do it. But that's, again, just hypothetical. With Madara, though, it's almost like evil for the sake of evil. Like, I just want to do he says he wants to do things that his failed successor couldn't, meaning Hashirama. But it still feels like just fueled by, like, I didn't like the way you did it, so now the whole world pays.
And then you turn into the Joker, basically.
Yeah. He just wanted to see the whole world burn at that point.
Yeah.
So I also brought up another thing
best
in
friends,
our text. Yeah, we are. I mean, I don't think I would fight with you guys this way if I didn't care about you all and wanted you guys to, not live
to see the truth
in deceit.
You think me and Zach are living in Tsukuyomi?
You guys are in an infinite Tsukuyomi right now. Yeah.
No, I can't even say it.
And that's okay. We'll get you out. We'll get you out of there.
Maybe. This conversation would be my catalyst. I'd be like, I'm so pissed at the
I'm gonna put Logan. I'm gonna kill Logan and then make a new world without him in it. Because the one I just killed him in isn't good enough. So I talked about dub and sub and my feelings on this a lot on this podcast. And then I texted you guys this past week and was like, I think that this watch through has really kind of shown me, watching Naruto for the 4th time, it's a lot. At this point, I was doing the math with Bree. I could have watched One Piece like 1.5 times by this point if I had just stopped watching Naruto over and over.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's like given with Boruto as well, not just OG and Shippuden, but it's getting hefty in episodes. So Zach's been on the dub train since the beginning. Zach's still mad, bro. Look at him. He's still so mad, chat. Like he's like looking at the...
Honestly,
she's as good as them.
I didn't even see his lips move. That was crazy.
That's what I said. I'm looking at my notes to see where we're at.
I'm literally all over the place right now because I didn't take notes. So if you guys want to lead, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, Zach, like feel free to mention something, but I made, oh my God.
While you're looking for that, I'll talk about dub. So Zach's been on that's amazing. 12 pages. Good Lord. Zach's been on dub train since early Naruto. Asher was sub for quite a while. I think through all of OG.
I did both.
Okay,
for a while, yeah.
And then obviously it just kind of was back and forth. And then somewhere throughout, I think maybe after Donzo died, I was like, man, I'm so tired of trying to watch both of these. So I would go back and I would watch in dub, and I'd go back for the things I like needed to in sub. And I do think that sub still has its place. I do still think that sub is great, like if that's what you want to watch. But for me, I think that after some time, I think that I realized that I enjoy the experience of watching dub because I get to just watch the way I would anything else. With sub for so long, it's been such a chore because I can't look at my phone. I can't do anything else. I have to watch the show.
Right.
So here I am saying that I really prefer, especially for Naruto, because it's so good. The dub is so good. It is. I think that it is if you are an English native speaker and you don't know Japanese, just watch dub. Like you will, especially in these later episodes where the animation's like actually like really good. Like you are legitimately like just watch dub. Like it's so worth it.
Yeah.
But sub still has its place. For me, where I'm at is if it's coming out weekly and I want to watch it weekly, I will watch in sub. But if it already has a dub out, I'm watching that dub because that is so much easier to watch like before I go to bed or like while I'm like doing something else or whatever. And I don't feel like I'm like, oh, let me back up. Because that is all the time with sub.
The main reason I watch dub is because I'm taking notes.
Whoa, dude. He's yelling. He's so mad right now, Asher. I'm playing. I'm so sorry.
He's gonna Sakura punch you through the screen.
I won't feel it.
Through the internet.
I'm Obito, the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, so he could actually, yeah.
Him or anybody.
Oh, he's
y'all can have your own fight. That's not what I said at all.
Okay, so you're talking about dub. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm taking notes as I watch, and I do a lot of quotes, and so I need to hear what they're saying. I mean, I guess I could just pause, but like in context for that.
But then,
I'm
like,
also
you get out of the flow of it if you're like pausing all the time.
I'm also hush screenshotting through Hulu a lot so that we can use those screen caps for certain things. Don't ask me how I do it because I am not actually doing that.
Me neither.
But it's a lot to like do my command up here for it to save, and then have to go back if I miss something, and it's easier for my brain to comprehend English in that, and that's really. But like with Demon Slayer, I watched sub, because I'm just watching the show. Mm-hmm. I'm not like I want to know that story and know what it's saying. I'm not on my phone at that time either. If I watched it again, I would probably watch dub just so I could have it on and remember the story.
Yeah.
But like if I watch One Piece, if I ever get to that, I will probably go back and forth, honestly. Of like, I just feel like there's some days where you really got to pay attention, and some days there's, you kind of feel that in context with what you're watching too.
Yeah, and I wonder if you feel this way, Asher. With One Piece, so Luffy's voice actor in both is very good. The dub's very good. But the fight scenes, there is corny. Something different there. I think I truly believe that it is a cultural divide that voice actors in Japan are revered as highly as how do I say? I was gonna say like IRL actors. What is that called? Like live action.
I don't know.
Like live actions.
They're different people entirely. They can't be on equal planes.
That's a good point. So, but I think that culturally, Japanese voice actors for anime is held in such high esteem that it attracts higher caliber actors and voice actors because of that, or people train for it and they love it. And I think that English dubbing is definitely getting there. Like, I think that there is more of a market now than there ever has been, and I think that some of the dubs that have been released in the last like 10 years even have been great. But if you look back even further, like 90s, early 2000s, there was Bleach, One Piece, DBZ, and Naruto. And if you weren't those, you didn't get the funding that you needed to get good voice actors. So I think that the product suffered in that. But I think that, so my whole point is, I think that if you are watching One Piece fights, the sub is like, dude, the passion in it is like palpable. And I think that it's still very good, but like you said, Zach, it's like almost like corny somehow. Like I don't, maybe it's because I understand the words. I don't know. It just like, it feels more like, I don't know, like how to, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's more satiating, more, is that a word?
Well, they talk so fast and it just adds to the like adrenaline of it.
Yes.
Whereas
completely
in
agree.
English, it's very broken because they're not filling that whole thing with English words.
That's a great point. I agree with that. So yeah, I mean, where I'm at, if it's new, I'm watching sub. But I say that, but then like stuff like My Hero Academia comes to mind, and I won't watch that in dub because they sound awful.
Really?
Like it can be good. Like I know that they have the funding behind it, but they all sound like Naruto's 15 and he does not sound 15. Like he sounds and acts like way older than that. Deku is like 15 and he sounds younger than 15. He sounds like he is the perfect example of the meme right now, or just in the past few years, of like, sorry, oh, that's mine, I'll take that. Like really cringy dub. Like My Hero Academia has that. And I think that they make so much money, bro, off the dub and sub. Like, I know that it's got the money behind it, but for some reason it irks me. So I'm not going to blanket statement I'll never watch sub again. I agree with you, Zach. I think it completely depends on the product.
The only one that I watch where it's the opposite, where I cannot stand the sub.
Wait, let me guess. Actually, you guess first. I think it's DBZ.
DBZ.
Nope. I actually like Master Roshi is classic English dub.
Yeah.
But the sub is even better.
Really? Okay,
I've never watched it in sub.
Goku in DBZ sub, a lot of people complain that he's it's too high pitched and whiny.
Gotcha.
But I've only ever watched it in dub. I've never watched it in sub. The only exposure I've had to sub has been when it was in Fortnite and they had all those like items. Did y'all play with me during that point, or was that after?
They had some there for that later, but we didn't get all the tiers you got.
Gotcha. So there was DBZ like items in the game, like you could pick up like the Kamehameha, and if you were Goku, it said it in Japanese voice actor. They had him or her do it, and I kind of like it, but I get what people mean. Like, I get totally what people mean. All right, so it wasn't DBZ. What is it?
I cannot stand the sub actors on Blue Lock. The dub to me is way better.
I wouldn't have guessed that ever, and I don't disagree. Because I only watched that in dub. Like that was one that I was like, I can't remember. I feel like it was like, I think maybe you were watching in dub or something like that, and I was like, I'll just watch it in dub too, because you were the only other person I know that has ever watched that show.
Really?
I don't know a single other. I've told so many people about it, and nobody's watched it but you. And you were the one who told me about it.
Yeah. It's so good. But the sub actors are, to me, almost too dramatic for the show. Like, but they make it pretty dramatic for like a soccer competition.
Yeah, it is pretty dramatic.
It is, but they take that to like a Les Mis drama level. Like, it's like,
Yikes.
yo, it's not that deep. You know?
Yeah, it's soccer, bro. He made a pass. Like, let's calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, you need to finish that season. Did you ever finish it?
Season 1?
Yeah.
I have 5 episodes left.
Bro, there's a movie out now too.
Oh, for real? Yeah, I need to catch
it was
up.
in theaters. I was gonna go watch it down here. And it was literally only showing on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Like, I'm not gonna be able to go see that. So I'll just wait for it to come to Crunchyroll and watch it then. Okay, so that was my dub sub little piece, but like I said, I didn't take notes. So what do you guys want to talk about next? Because it basically is just the Obito fight, and then we get it. Let's talk about Hashirama.
There's
talking
so
down.
much in there. Yeah, go for it.
I from time to time will see a video on Instagram of this clip of Madara showing up and being like, Hashirama, and then he's like, I'll deal with you later.
That probably didn't help like the war in general. Like, it probably fueled Madara's fire a little bit more, but
I agree
it is great and classic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the way that the batch ended with that was almost like, oh god, we really should have just like dealt with him, like not first, but like the show totally set it up to where they were just like, and he'll just sit down and wait for his turn, and that's like fine, and it made sense at the time, but now we got to deal with the real Madara, and it's like, oh shit, we should have done something about this before now.
It's seriously like when you're doing a raid in Destiny and you stumble upon a boss in this random like area you're running through, and it's like they're just there waiting for you to come find them. Or it's really anything. It's like Bowser in Mario. He's just like, all right, here I am.
Go beat all the ads and then come back to me.
Right. Yeah.
So I cut you off though. Were you about to say something else about
I was just going to say there was so much that happened. There's so many little details that I enjoyed, but yeah, I seriously don't know where to start. Like, one person I wanted to talk about for like literally 30 seconds is Jugo, because I don't understand him, and I'm so intrigued by. I don't know if intrigued is the right word, but I'm really curious if he's going to have any more of a role, because like Karin and Orochimaru and I don't even remember his name. It doesn't matter. Suigetsu are actually like doing stuff, and Jugo's literally kind of standing around like he's kind of Sasuke's bodyguard, but he also has no business being that.
Yeah,
he really loves Sasuke.
He could have taken down Obito.
I hope they end up together. I think he could have if he really put his mind to it and got together with Shikamaru. Or Kiba. I need you guys. Hang on.
He's going to be.
I got a cough.
Hokage.
Dude,
that would be wild.
Note from Shino. God, I'm never going to find it.
Just shut up. All right.
Just shut up. Nobody's listening.
Yes.
Dude.
It's so good. And Sai saying, I'm also a part of Team 7. Immediately just.
Yeah.
Bodied, bro.
I put Sai and Jugo kind of on a similar like character tier list, like because they have a conversation about players that are like more pivotal to the story. Like Sai asked, or is it Jugo? I think Sai asked Jugo what Sasuke's true intentions are, and so I feel like there's still that like hang in the balance of like, is Sasuke really on the good guy side, or is there something else to it? But
I really don't like him.
There's not.
wait, him who?
Sasuke.
Ah, got it.
But there's not like if they weren't there, we wouldn't have been at this conversation.
True.
Unless somebody else had it. But to me, they're like.
Is that a good mini shield, Asher? I could not help myself. I said, was that a good mini shield? Because it's just, bro, Mountain Dew is not, that is an unholy color.
Like, I could just like bust this down and it splashes on me and I'm immediately like, energy.
I'm so sorry, Zach. I cut you off.
You're good. No, Jugo to me is just one of those, has moments where he's pretty powerful, but I don't know. He's just a part of the Shinobi.
Sure.
Yeah. So because I know what happens, I know that I would not consider this a spoiler to tell you guys this, but I just need you guys to like confirm if you want me to tell you my opinion on Jugo. Because you said, Asher, you said like, okay. Then I'll hold on to it. Okay.
I do want to go really back to your opinion on Sakura, though.
No, my God,
bro. I do too.
I'm gonna turn this off.
Somebody I do want to talk about that added a new dynamic to this batch of episodes is Kurama, because now we see that there's two sides, a darker and a lighter. Let's talk through that.
It's still weird though that Kurama's like, sorry to ask you for more chakra. Like, could you imagine having a clone? I'd be like, yo, I need more of our chakra. Like, and I fully expect myself to be like, yes, I know, because we are the same person.
Right.
Or why are they separated still?
Because they're like talking in like this ethereal plane, but that other half is still inside Minato.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They're talking in the plane where like Naruto was able to talk to the tailed beast or something, right?
Yeah, and that's how Naruto was able to tell Minato his plan for like there's so many different escapes that happen. But gosh, which one was it, guys? Was it the one that they were inside the barrier and he had already given everybody his chakra. He gave it to Jugo and Sasuke, and then he touched his dad, and that went to everybody. I hate you. Your face. You said,
I forgot about that part. It's on Reddit somewhere.
I think that's that escape time though, right?
I think so, yeah. Because he uses his flying Raijin jutsu to get everybody out.
Of the yes, and cool. They were there were some parts of this that I legitimately like did not remember. Like it's hard to remember all of it, obviously, but then at that point, whenever it was like, do you have the plan, or do you think that would work, Dad, or like whatever, I was like, I can't even remember how they get out of this. Like, they do, but like
right.
And I'm sure you guys can infer that as well, watching it. You're like, surely not everybody's going to get blown up in this, like, one tower.
Oh. Sure.
Oh, twin towers, thank God.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The second tower's been hit.
The second divine tree has a beast bomb.
Honestly, that's kind of what's happening right now. Madara's like, well, the first one didn't work, so here we go again.
Yeah.
That
just
is
whatever sticks.
Yeah.
That's war though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
When we started this war arc, I told you guys that we would see some like power scaling that just like was kind of like out of nowhere, and we obviously saw that with Naruto and Sasuke. Like we had never seen Naruto.
And the cataclysm at the very beginning. Holy cow.
Yeah, bro. Like that's a world changer, and like so many people survived that. Like it's crazy how many people are surviving like devastation.
It's all thanks to Kurama, dude.
Yeah. It is really, really cool. A problem that I have though is it doesn't really make a ton of sense that everybody would still have the Nine Tails chakra surrounding them at the end of the batch. Because Kuruma's obviously been taken into the ghetto statue, and Naruto doesn't have it. So it just doesn't make sense. I can't make sense of it. I looked it up. If Lore Master, if you're still here after that fight, then you're a true fan, and tell us. I can't make sense of it. I don't know how it would really be there. The only thing I can think of is that Minato's still around, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they would still have that chakra surrounding them, since it was given to them by Naruto, and infused with his own chakra. So for Naruto to be in such a bad state at the end of the batch, it threw me through a loop, and I was like, that just feels weird.
It feels like something, if that is the case, they should at least go back to that ethereal plane and them separating from each other, hey, I'm being taken over here.
Yeah. Because we don't see the dark, we don't see Minato's Kurama anymore, or we haven't since he got sucked into the ghetto statue, right?
Right.
Where is Minato?
By the end of this batch?
Yeah.
I thought he's still out.
Yeah, he's still kicking. I know he's not been killed, but
he was with Kakashi talking to Obito, wasn't he?
Yes, and that's right. And Naruto went to Madara.
He said, "Hey,
so he's over there.
Go seal Madara."
Yeah.
While we have a chance.
Yeah, man, and that's another thing. Show convenience for sure, but kill Obito, bro. Bro. Madara came back to life because of that hesitation.
Yeah. Rough.
So that Naruto should have let Sasuke do it. Sasuke should have let Kakashi do it. Or sorry, Minato should have let Kakashi do it. But the two coldest people, Sasuke and Kakashi, were ready to do it.
They were.
A family member and a friend were ready to take them out.
Rough. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. That's what I think at this point in the story they're trying to prevent from happening, whether it's it's Kishimoto's writing, and I think it's awesome. Yeah. But it's okay, we have to stop that cycle. But at the same time, in the context of the war, it's that's the worst person you should let live at this point,
Yeah, and they kept saying you can atone for your sins. It's yeah, I mean, sure, but I mean,
maybe in the afterlife you do that.
Yeah, he did just kill a lot of people that aren't going to feel the same way as Naruto.
Well, and there are some people that know that Zetsu exists, but not Black Zetsu. So that was a whole factor that they just didn't even consider. Did
that surprise you guys? What a I hate Black Zetsu. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. And you guys will feel the same way by the end of the show if you don't already. Yeah, because there's more with him, and I cannot stand that character.
He's the worst. I still have a soft spot for Swirly, just because it's swirly.
So that game I was telling y'all about. So Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections.
You get to play as Swirly.
If you play as Obito with Swirly, it says Obito Uchiha, and then in parentheses Brawler. And then if it's Ten Tails Jinchuriki, it's Ten Tails Jinchuriki or Masked Man. It puts the parentheses. I never heard Brawler before. That was weird.
That's weird.
So it totally could have just been something that Konami just put there because they didn't know to put Swirly because they don't watch the podcast. But
that's what it was.
They really should have been watching our podcast. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'd never seen Brawler before.
I will say the coldest thing about this war so far is when Madara steals Hashirama's healing power.
Yeah.
And he says, well, now I can fight recklessly, or whatever he said. That was He's not gonna be as cautionary. I don't remember what he said. Cautious, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
He said something, but it was just like yikes. Like he's about to just do whatever it takes.
It's gonna get way worse before it gets better.
Yeah, because he's just gonna regenerate faster and more efficiently.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, we're told that like the whole show basically, as soon as we learn about Madara, we're like, that's the epitome of evil. So it makes sense that like that would be like the evil that we're fighting here at the end. But man, it is like, it's so annoying that it does pan out that way to me, just because it's like, Toby Rama even says it. He's like, what are we doing here? Like our time has passed and you like can't let it go. Yeah. Like you can't like for what? And we even talked about that earlier, but like for what? Like, why are we doing this? Why, like, what is Madara's end goal here? That, like, what does he get out of it besides living in a dream like that? And from what we've been shown in the show, that's basically what the afterlife is.
Well, and that makes more sense for Obito because I think compared to Madara, Obito is a little bit smaller minded, if that makes sense. Like he hasn't lived as long. He doesn't have just as big of a worldview as Madara, who has just been alive for ages at this point. Yeah. So that's the thing that I'm most curious to see is if we get, I'm assuming we do, but I'll still say if we get some more context of like, why is Madara doing this at all? Especially at this point. Like, I mean, revenge is,
here's my theory.
It's a lot.
But to come back from the dead and exact revenge on like who? Like the world? Like
no. I think it's specifically to Hashirama.
Hashirama.
That's my theory. Because
he's dead though.
I know, but so was he, and he knew he was coming back.
Right. But like
he knew if he could come back, so could Hashirama, if they're gonna try to stop him again. And so his thing was like, I'm thinking of dreams in the future. Like every flashback, he's like already set on, I might not get you right now, but I'm going to take this stupid village that you think is the cure for the world out, because it is, in my opinion, the cause of a lot of hate and division. And it's slanted and jaded, and it is what it is, but he knew his ultimate end goal and that they would maybe try to bring him back to fight again. That's kind of how I pictured it in my head, for someone to be psychotic and like, it might not be this time, but I could always come back with reading.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to the thing where it's like some people, I'm saying this as someone who legitimately used to think this when I was like early 20s or whatever. It would be better to just not have any more village than to raise up children and like basically let them
fix it.
Well, not even that, but just experience life, beyond like fixing it or, bad things happening, good things happening. Like
accepting both sides. Sorry.
Yeah. That's it though. Like being able to be okay with life goes on and this is what life is. And we can be okay with it and we can find the good in it and the love in it. And he's like, it's better to just end it all.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I agree with that. I think that I don't know. Okay, here's a better visualization. Do this with me. So like put up like both pinkies like this. No, like this on the sides.
I was doing Chidori, my bad.
And then do these.
I can't see your hands.
Sorry. Do this, but on the sides.
Rock and roll.
Like out here, Zach. There you go. That's what I'm after.
You son of a
bitch. Bro. That was, I had no point. I just wanted the lasers to come out.
I don't think you've ever gotten me in such a full extent of getting got.
Bro.
I like it.
Dude. All right, now do this. If you do the two, now do peace sign with I think, what is the double piece gives you something. Yeah, the confetti.
My goodness
I was
gracious.
looking them up with a friend the other day. That was, oh my gosh. Yeah, there you go. The thumbs up. Great. Okay, so Toby Rama. So Zach or Asher, sorry. Asher, you said that by the end of this batch, you had actually liked him a little bit better, which he is among one of the most hated characters in the show. I don't necessarily have like strong feelings about him. Let me say this. In a video game, I'm never picking him.
Sure.
Not because I hate him, but I just don't feel any way about him. I just think he's kind of blech.
He gives me the vibe that if he was in Madara's shoes and he was on the bad guys team, he would be doing the same thing.
Exact same thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's so vengeful and spiteful.
He just needed that,
yeah.
He just needed that motivation. Like he was Hashirama dying away from it flipping.
Yep.
Right.
That's such a good point, Zach.
I think the reason I liked him more was this batch specifically, and it was just a dialogue thing. It's not like an overall character has been redeemed or something. I just thought he was funny.
Mm. Yeah, and I love the way that Naruto and him get on, because like Naruto does not care about, like, he cares about respect, but in the moment he's just like, you're just some dude here fighting
some
with
old
me.
guy.
Yeah, I recognize your face from some stone, and like that's what I'm gonna call you, is like
old stone face guy
or whatever he called him, dude.
Yeah.
So
I like when Toby Rama was like, oh, you're not as dumb as I thought you were. And the next sentence out of like Naruto's mouth, he's like, you're even stupider than your dad.
Yes.
Like he was good comedic relief in this. Also, they had a lot of time to talk.
Dude, yes. There's so much, like they're building up those like 4 bombs. I can't remember what they're called, like tailed beast bombs, basically coming out of the divine tree. They have like disposition for as long as we fought in this episode. Like that's how long it was. A full episode of what are we gonna do about these bombs growing right now. And time suspension, we've talked about this on the podcast before. Time suspension like definitely is a thing. Like you see all the tailed beasts getting hit by Madara's like first attack, and you're like, you watch them back to back, but you're assuming that they're all hit at the same time. There's just like no way to bridge that when you're watching for like, he even says it's going to take 15 minutes for this to happen. When Madara says something like 15 minutes for the eye to bloom, bro, we watched like 8 episodes after that.
That's I was like, that's forever.
Yeah. It is frustrating because you just have to accept it, but at the end of the day, you're kind of like, that kind of like feels convenient at the same time.
Sure,
convenient to just like be able to like talk and think up a plan, because like in reality, 4 bombs grow, they go out, everybody dies. Like, but that's not a good story, so you have to do it a different way.
True.
And in that time, you're able to get like reasoning of how and why, because if it happened and then we just got flashbacks of everything, it would, feel cheap maybe. I don't know. It's just a part of anime, I guess.
I think it would feel cheap at this point, having watched as much anime as I have up to this point, because it's just something I'm used to like build up the story. And if it happened faster, I think it would really take away from it.
Now, there are some anime that, and it's honestly kind of frustrating. I think Jujutsu Kaisen's one of them. Things will just happen, and then you get reasoning later, and not even immediately after, like later.
Right.
And you just kind of have to be like, wow, that was really cool. How'd they get out of that? I guess I'll find out later. But you'd feel way more out of the loop. Like there's so much that happens in Jujutsu Kaisen that I'm like, did I miss something? I've legitimately rewatched an episode to be like, how did we even get here?
Yeah.
But it just is flying. And, people love that. Like Jujutsu Kaisen's done really well. And I like it. It's just, I think I've been spoiled by stuff like Naruto and One Piece as well, that takes the time to tell you why and how.
True.
So the third Hokage did probably, arguably, the best thing he could have done by saving Naruto out of the Divine Tree. That was, we hadn't seen him for episodes. He got severed in half, and they were like, it'll take a minute for him to come back. And then we didn't see him for forever.
No check-in like, oh, there's a leg. All right, back to the other thing.
Yeah, literally. What else is on your all's list?
The only thing that
go
is like kind of troubling is like now Madara has the same elements to become a Ten Tails.
Oh, he will, bro.
And more powerful, right?
Yeah.
Because he's got the full 8 and 9.
Yes.
Has to
be.
Yeah. And man, God, it's so frustrating. I don't know. Man, I don't want to give anything away.
Okay, don't. I have a quick question for Zach, though.
Okay.
Do you think that in any capacity, the infinite Tsukuyomi is going to happen? Because I hadn't really thought about it, but now that he has all the tails, it's like, well,
I'm going absolute stone face for this.
Yeah.
I'm old man stone face. I'm second.
I'm not versed in like the niche details of like what this is, but Itachi at one point said every what are those called with the Sharingan?
Genjutsu?
Every genjutsu and the Tsukuyomi.
Genjutsu doesn't have to be done with the Sharingan. It just gives you like a big boost in genjutsu power.
Is the Tsukuyomi a genjutsu?
It is.
So I think maybe it does, but Itachi told Sasuke everyone has a way out.
Yep.
So let me. This is absolutely
old man stone face.
No, I'm just kidding. I was just gonna say, do you guys want me to explain what the infinite Tsukuyomi is, or do you guys feel like you already know that?
I feel like I kind of know what it is.
Okay. Just like how it works. I mean, like
I feel like I know enough.
Okay.
He's explained it pretty thoroughly.
Yeah.
But also because I think, I mean, at this point, it kind of makes logical sense that it's going to happen. And the fact that Itachi said that is what I was going to mention too. Like, there will be a way out of it as well. Yeah. That's kind of my prediction, I would say.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like that happens in a lot of sense. Like Harry Potter at the end, like he has to die to like make it right.
Whoa, spoilers.
Yo,
I've
got all the books back here and haven't read one of them.
I guess that's true because we're watching Naruto for the first time in so long. I was about to say, if you haven't seen Harry Potter by now, then like get over it. But maybe we should throw in a spoiler warning for this episode of Harry Potter.
Sure.
But regardless, like
in our Naruto podcast, Harry Potter spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times in like pretty big epic stories, like the bad thing happens so that the good thing can last. And that's just my theory. I don't know. Maybe they get to be able to stop it in some other way and life is good but yeah, it's definitely concerning where we're at currently. What a cliffhanger we were left on.
Well, and that would make sense too. Like the darkness makes the light, brighter, however you want to say that. So it wouldn't make sense for us to get this far. And then it's like, all right, they stopped the infinite Tsukuyomi and now we move on to epilogue,
Well, the problem is like Sasuke and Naruto are like about to die. That's where we left. They both were seriously injured. Naruto got his tailed beast removed, so he's no longer Jinchuriki, which means death.
He's gonna die. Yeah.
Sasuke gets seriously hurt. Sasuke is the one
stabbed in the heart.
Right. Sasuke is the one who was told every genjutsu has an exit. So somehow he's got to be revived to be able to bring that back to. So it's possible that that's not the way it goes at all. But there's a lot of different routes you could take this, and I don't know.
Kurenai is a genjutsu specialist as well, who is not at the war. Just want to bring that up.
Who is?
Wait, who?
Kurenai.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Real quick, because I was thinking about this, because the Naruto's birthday is brought up. So we're told when this is happening, because we know that Naruto's birthday is October 10th. So
10/10.
That's right. So so this war is happening on October 9th into the 10th, overnight.
Which is also when Kushina and Minato died, right?
Yeah.
Same day.
Yes. Same day. They die.
Kushina's coming back, baby.
So 1 week ago today, Sasuke was born. Or like that was his birthday. Sorry. I should have said that.
Oh, okay.
On the 20th or the
23rd.
23rd, yeah. Weeks are not 10 days.
What did I say?
Hold on.
You said a week ago today Sasuke was born, and I went 10 days back, not 7.
Oh, I thought I said 10 days ago. Yeah.
No, you said
23rd.
1 week ago today, and I said, oh, so the 20th?
The 20th? 10 days ago? A week.
10 tails ago.
Have you seen that stupid video of that guy on Instagram? He's like, time is a construct. I have 3 days in every 24
hours. Oh, yeah.
Dude, my first day.
Hated every second of it. All the comments were hilarious. Like, wow, so I accomplish in 1 day what takes this guy 3 days?
Yeah.
Hysterical.
People drag people every time they can, and some of it is hilarious.
It's like, if that really works for that guy, he should have never told anybody about it.
Yeah, just shut up. Like, that does not mean that you've got 3 days. You're dumb. Because that's a very me-centric time base, and the time is absolutely going to roll without me or you or anybody. So
also, does that mean you're eating 9 meals in 1 day?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So wait, what day is it for you?
Yeah.
If you got 3 days in 1 day, you got to start naming these days. I'm on this website right now that has every single Naruto character's birthday. It's actually really in depth. Like the ramen guys is August 10th. Like, where do we know that? That must be in some weird book somewhere. But is there anybody you guys want me to look up right now?
Birthday?
Or do you want me to look at your birthday? Do you want? Yeah, birthday. Do you want me to look at your birthday and try to see who's closest?
October 16th, Naruto.
No, October 10th is Naruto, and then the closest to you is the 15th,
which is yours. No, you're 17th.
No, the 17th.
I always get that confused.
So there's 2 characters, one on the 15th and one on the 18th. Do you want to take a guess on who's on the 15th?
Jiraiya.
This is somebody that we've spent time with. It is not Jiraiya.
Obito.
No, it's not Obito.
Please tell me it's not Tintin.
Granny Chio.
Hey, I always knew I was going to smash.
Oh my God. And then the 18th is Asuma Sensei.
Nice.
Orochimaru is the 27th of October. Hashirama is the 23rd of October. Jugo is the 1st of October. Onoki is the 8th of October. The 19th of October is Shisui Uchiha. Jiraiya is November. Take a guess.
3rd.
17th.
18th.
11th.
Wow.
18th is Shizune.
11.
The 15th is Rin. Rock Leaves is the 27th of November. That's Thanksgiving some years.
What about April 5th?
April 5th.
Well, Easter Sunday could be Thanksgiving for that guy.
Bro, you have a match. Oh, that's true. That could be Easter Sunday. You have a match. April 5th. Do you want to take a guess? This is from OG. We've only spent a little bit of time with him. But he was actually brought up on this episode.
What's your birthday?
Oh, the bridge builder.
Tazuna.
Yeah.
That is your shared
April
birthday.
5th.
Dude.
April 5th.
Wow.
Man. This is like crazy in depth. Mike Guy, take a guess.
July 4th.
July 4th.
Wrong, but I can't believe y'all both said the same thing. Take one more guess. You guessed a holiday. I will tell you it is a holiday.
Christmas Day.
October
It is a international holiday.
December 25th, Christmas Day.
No.
International holiday. January 1st.
Yes.
Dude.
January 1st, Mike Guy.
Open those gates, bro.
Let me go see.
I can't believe we both said July 4th like he's American.
Yeah.
It made so much sense.
Okay. December 25th, a character that's already been guessed, but I said was wrong.
Gamakichi. No, you didn't say that yet.
It was actually, I guessed, but
Sakura.
no. Sorry, it was when I said the April one for your birthday, Asher.
Yeah.
You guessed this character.
I already forgot. Obito.
No. All right, Zach, you guess.
That fell out of my brain so quickly.
10-10.
No, Inari, the kid from the bridge builders.
Nice.
Kid is born on December 25th.
Nice.
December 24th, Madara.
Wow. Anyone on the 26th?
Omoi, the really anxious guy from the Hidden Cloud, who he shows up at the Leaf and he's like, "No!" Remember that? Because the
rock slide or
like,
something.
Yes. He's like, "You're gonna do that, and it's gonna lead to." That's so funny.
Dang.
December 30th is Konohamaru. The 27th. The 27th is Hinata. But they've got a picture up here of Hanabi. Okay, so this is weird. So it's got Hanabi's her sister, by the way.
Yeah.
So December 27th, it's got Hinata Hyuga child, Hinata Hyuga, and then another one. And on the middle one, it's got or on the last one, it's got Hinabi there. But that is not, they're not twins. She's like several years older. Let me see if I can find her.
I read that about the filler arc because I knew we weren't watching it.
Okay, we can keep going though. If I see any more,
leave a comment in the YouTube if you want us to see what birthday you have.
Yes, please do. I would go look. Okay, so this is interesting. Obito, has the same birthday as Izuna, Madara's brother who was killed by Tobirama. February 10th. Ooh, February 14th, the day of love, Ayame. You don't know who Ayame is, but you guys like her. It is the ramen chef's daughter.
Yes.
Nice.
Naruto's future wife. No, not anymore. Can't hope for that with Hinata around.
Yeah, not anymore.
She's too cool. She's too cool.
So the other thing we need to talk about before we wrap up is other ways to get Naruto content.
Oh, yes, I will do that. Interesting. February 20th, shared by Yahiko and Conan. Not related, not twins, same birthday.
Hopefully.
Weird.
They be
Kabuto is February 29th, so he has a leap year birthday.
Who?
Kabuto.
Oh, wow. Great.
Wow. Cool. Never bring him up again. All right. So obviously we're coming to the end of the series. And man, whenever this happened for me, I was so hungry for more content. So I expect you guys also to be, if you want to leave after Shippuden and be like, yo, I am happy with it as is, great. But Boruto has, it really does. I mean, I've even talked shit about Boruto on this podcast, but there is the canon of Boruto isn't about Boruto. Like, it has Boruto in it, but it's just more Naruto. It's about Naruto. It's like just like without giving anything away, like it really is like just more of Shippuden, but just in the future. So like absolutely not worth watching any of the filler or any of the, and here's the problem. They made so much anime canon because they didn't have any manga canon because they were making this like right after the manga.
Oh,
so
no.
they started making things and being like, well, we're canonizing this in the anime. And it's trash. Like, it is trash. It's terrible. And part 2 of Boruto so far, I've not loved, but there is definitely some stuff worth watching that even Lance and I cried at an arc in Boruto. But it's literally so much. It's just Naruto, dude. Like, it is.
Yeah.
It is stupid to call it anything else. So there's a list I can give you guys. It's a definitive filler list, and it separates that filler, anime canon, and manga canon. And I would really suggest, if you wanted to go after it, to just watch the manga canon.
And this is after we finish Naruto, right?
This is after you. Yeah, once we finish Shippuden, you can go into this, no problem at all.
Right.
So there's one option. So you've got the main, like, that's the
I'll
natural
probably
progression.
do that. I'll probably do the manga canon. Quick side note, for full, I don't know if y'all know this, but Full Metal Alchemist came out before they finished the manga, and everybody hated it because they had anime canon as an ending, and it sucked. So then they finished the manga, then they made Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it actually followed it, and that's what everybody's like.
I didn't know that was, I didn't know what the difference was. So
yeah.
Hunter x Hunter, another great anime that y'all may want to check out. Like, oh my God, it was so good. There's 6 seasons of it. But they had a version made in like the 90s, I think. And it followed the manga, and it was really good. And then it just quit. And then they rebooted it in 2011. And that is like the definitive version. It's so good. Like, the first one's like really interesting, and it's drawn differently, but it's the same story. And it's like, it's neat. But like, I've watched like a few episodes of that compared to watching all of Hunter x Hunter from 2011. But that's interesting. I didn't know that was I just figured Brotherhood was a reboot of the same exact thing.
Gotcha. No, better. 10 out of 10.
So I will say this with a caveat for Boruto. It gets, and we even see this now. So you watch these episodes of the war arc, and then you go back and you watch OG Naruto, like first, like all of it really, but especially the beginning. You're like, this is a different world.
Right.
Like, how in the world are we here? And even from the war arc to Boruto, not in power scaling, just in the world development, is like, how are we here? Like, this is weird. So just know you're going to be offended by some of the things, because you're going to be like, this isn't even Naruto's universe anymore. And then out of nowhere, you'll be like, oh, wait, here we are. We're back. It's fine. So just take it with a grain of salt. But it's, I think it is worth checking out and making your own decision if you like it. And the other options. So Kishimoto has wrote several novels. And he's got, now some of them have been converted into anime. So like there's a whole arc in Boruto that is a book. And it's done very well, and it's beautiful, and it's actually listed as filler. So like once we get like late in part 1 of Boruto, which we won't be covering on the podcast unless you guys want to do that, it is still worth watching because it's canon and it's from Kishimoto. But because it's not in the timeline of Boruto, it's just like sometime between Shippuden and Boruto, they listed it as filler. I can help guide y'all through all that, but it is worth watching. But besides that, like the Itachi arc that we'll get through at the end of Shippuden is based on a book. And then there's some stuff in the epilogue that is also from novels. Now, these are from Kishimoto, so they're canon. But it just depends on if you guys want to read that or not. So that's another option. And then the only other real thing is the movies. The movies are definitely cool. None of them are canon. The canonized like anime movies didn't really start happening until like I really feel like Demon Slayer kind of like propelled that to like forefront of like people like going to the movie to see an anime movie that's like actually canon. But that's with very little knowledge of like DBZ. I know has a ton of movies, and I think some of them have been canonized now, so I don't know how long they've been doing that. But the Naruto movies aren't, but they're still really good. And as you go back, like there's a list I can send you guys that tells you when these movies take place, like in between what episodes. So you got kind of like get an idea of like where you're at in the story, and you don't even really need that. Like you kind of pick up on it. Like if you're watching a show or a movie from OG and Sasuke is still around, you're like, okay, well I can put together that this is before the Chunin exams.
Is it a lot of Guy Sensei or is it a lot of that other random shinobi?
Who's that other random shinobi?
It wasn't Guy Sensei, that's all I know. But he did help guide them through that one filler episode we watched.
Oh my god.
But it was not
about that. Okay, so it's weird. The Naruto movies are definitely like Zach, it might be something you want to turn on. And you can go back and do this with the old Naruto movies now, or even the Shippuden ones up to the end. I think now the only one is Naruto the Last. And that actually, I'm sorry, Naruto the Last is the only canonized Naruto movie. And we definitely should watch it. And that takes place, I think, in the epilogue of the show, and those like last 17 episodes we'll do, but we'll watch it after we finish the series. And we don't have to do like a podcast episode on it, but it is definitely worth watching. It is very good. But most of them are kind of like it might either be a good way to introduce like your sons, Zach, or my son one day, or your dogs, Asher, or like something on in the background, because they've got budget behind them, so like they're animated really well. But like especially the OG Naruto movies, like they're like TV movies, man. Like they're not super like great. Sure. Like they're not like putting
like
out
Hallmark.
Like, no, it's just like it feels like a filler movie. Like that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel as stupid, but it's like
Sci-Fi Channel movie.
Yeah, I think that's a great
awesome.
Yeah, and so that's your last option. Check it out if you want.
Cool. Not
and then,
true.
You know, what?
So you had mentioned to introduce. It's not your last option. You had mentioned.
Oh, what did I say to introduce?
The movies to my kids.
No. What are you saying? Sorry.
You said, well, that's kind of like your last option, but that's not true.
That you're talking about.
Yeah, for Naruto content. You said
what is the last option?
There is a chibi show called Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals.
Yeah,
there's no way I'm ever watching that.
That's on Crunchyroll.
Dude, I'm not watching that either. I put it on for my kids to introduce them to the world, right? Because it's like,
yeah, that's so smart.
Well, here's the thing. He does sexy jutsu within the first 2 minutes, and Milo's like, why is she naked? And I was like, nope, we're turning it off.
Bro.
Because I wasn't about to have the conversation about, well, it's actually a guy, and he turned into a girl, and then put that in his head, you know, regardless of how you feel about that in the world. But I just don't feel like that's maybe the time to do it.
No, that's amazing.
He's 5.
I thought those were like family friendly.
It's chibi, but it's still pretty revealing, I will say.
Wow.
And he was like, okay, why is she naked? And I was like, what do you, it's literally episode 1 within the first 2 minminutes.
Naruto.
Keep going.
Go on, Asher Naruto.
Talking. But it's called Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals, and it's like old school, you know, like ninja school days.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Storylines. And just totally like fun and small, and it is what it is. And I thought this is a great way to introduce my 5-year-old to Naruto.
I've been called worse.
And he's like, I wasn't even really fully paying attention. He's like, Dad, why is she naked? And I was like, who?
Oh, dude.
And I like look up and it had passed and I rewound it. And I was just like, no, what are we doing?
Dude.
You rewound it. It's the funniest part. Oh, hold on.
Wait, let me see it again. So this is, let me explain this part to you, son.
Yeah.
So right back here in my picture, here, you guys can eventually read the manga. That would be the only other way. And it's the same story again, but it's a lot more gruesome. It's a lot more direct. The pacing is phenomenal. The manga is definitely like worth reading. And now that you have like a colorized version in your brain, like I remember Lance and I reading the manga week to week and being like, how is this even going to look in the show? Because it's just black and white. And then and some shading. So like you get the idea, but man, the show brings it to life. But watching the show first, like going back through, you'll notice that like Orochimaru's like lair is like, and we've talked about this before on the podcast, like it's way different. It's you can tell that this is not being governed by like a TV like rating. This is just a manga that's coming out. And shonen has like a shonen manga doesn't have the same restrictions as like what they can show on TV in Japan, obviously, especially
so that's
in, like,
more gruesome.
The manga is, yeah.
I mean, that's specifically like Orochimaru's lair.
Yeah, like okay, so like we see Orochimaru's lair with like all those people down there at one point, and they're just kind of like wailing and just like whatever. In the manga, like there's like bodies like literally pinned to the wall with nails with like decapitated heads and like blood everywhere, and like it's like hell.
Holy crap!
Like, it's wild. So like a lot of that gets taken out for good reason, because they would have to change what like the target audience. But yeah, I mean, it is worth, I mean, take some time, check out whatever else you want, but like it's like $2.99 to have a subscription to Shonen Jump. It might even be cheaper. It might be $1.99.
I could do that.
But either way, super cheap. Read it on your phone. And now they release a lot of that for free, so you can go ahead and download the Shonen Jump app, and you can read like so much manga for free. Like I think all of DBZ is free. And a lot of like big ones. So like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, anything that's released under Shonen Jump, they'll have it on that app, and some of it is locked behind like the premium subscription. But yeah, so you don't have to like go buy the books. It like, because like one of those is like $12, and like it gets you like 5 chapters, and they're awesome, and I love to collect them, but it's like, that is not the way to consume them unless you just have the money. Because if you do, like, it is cool to flip through each page, but you know, on your phone, iPad, whatever, that would be the way to go. So that is your options. And once we finish the show, we can kind of decide what you guys want to do first, because, or, you know, in tandem, because the movies are just kind of there and always will be. But with like the Boruto manga, or the Boruto, manga canon, like episodes, man, that story, you got some tearjerkers in there, and then there's some bullshit that you're just like, I hate this part, but I stay for the other part. So yeah, let me this is our longest episode by far. We're at 2 hours. I'm just gonna go ahead and just straight up open the packs.
Maybe it's a 2-parter. I'll say,
fine.
Hey, we're going to take a break.
We'll do part 1, the fight.
Part 1, the fight about Sakura.
And then, bro.
Maybe Sakura's power. What?
These are the last 2 packs of this version. And Connor and I have 3 boxes of this type back here, and 1 box of the other type. Connor has opened more boxes than that. I've opened 3. He's opened like 5 maybe. And we have not crossed this character's card once, and we've been looking for it.
Swirly.
And it just now popped up for the first time And I can't believe that it's happening at the very end, like the last 2 packs. I'm not even going to use that. I'm opening the other one, assuming that it's going to be trash, and it is.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm doing this trash one first. We've got our boy Shikamaru, OG Naruto, Shizune. Wait, Shizune?
Yeah, and Tauntaun.
Yeah, Neji, and then this girl. Who in this batch, I realized that her dad was that big nose guy from the Hidden Stone. I never knew that. And she was like, "Dad, blah blah blah," and I was like, "Dad." Literally rewound it and turned on the captions to make sure she said "Dad."
I thought they were lovers. Also, I just said
why are
The
they
Rock.
kissing? Wow. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this card last because I'm so excited. Kankuro, there it is. OG Hinata, our boy Sasuke,
Chinese,
Hayate,
Gekko.
All right, the last one is this character. Do you guys want to take a guess on who it is?
Jiraiya.
I don't have a Jiraiya card.
You do now.
I do, maybe. Asher, who's your guess? The other big hit we had was Minato.
Right. It's Toby Rama, stone face guy.
Man, I am so excited to get this card. It is Orochimaru.
Dude.
Wow. Looking as licky as ever.
Licky as ever. I can't believe I've got to send this to Connor because we were convinced. We tried to find a card list of these sets and we just could not find it. And we were like, I guess he's just not in it because at this point, like, surely we would have gotten one.
Let's test him like Lance and see if he watches the show.
Or as they say
every
in Germany,
now and then he will text me and be like, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, what? And he's like, from your podcast. And I'm like, wait, what episode are you on? And he's like, so far back. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, so I would be pretty shocked if he saw this ever. But yeah, so that's the end of those cards. From here on out, we will be into the newest set. At the time, as a year ago, I'm sure they've come out with a new set since then. But I'm excited to get into those because there's you have a higher hit rate. Like these, obviously, we saw a ton of just commons, just repeats. And that new set is a lot better.
Sakura's hit rate would have been high if they actually let her fight. Thanks a lot, Kishimoto.
Too bad she was a healer.
All right, guys, that's been all for me.
Too bad she was a healer. So next batch. I didn't even write it down, but I've got it here. Sorry.
Y'all bitches. Not Zach.
Who? Next batch will be 414. So we're in 400. So it's 14 and 15, 18 through 21, and then 24 through 26.
Right. So 414 to 415.
Yes.
418 to 421.
Yes.
424 to 426.
Yes. That should be 9 episodes. Yes, 9 episodes.
And all the ones in between if you're dumb with it.
If you dumb with it and want to, if you legitimately, if you want to, if you're like, man, I just kind of want to watch a filler episode, go back and watch 377. It is Naruto versus Mecha Naruto. And Mecha Naruto
sounds
is
awful.
Dude, it's funny.
I watched it.
It is not. Did you?
Yeah.
I'm so happy you did, because like Mecha Naruto's in all of the Naruto games just because it's like become like love because it is
Godzilla.
Stupid. Yeah. No, he's like he's the same size as Naruto. He's
don't tell me anything and I'll watch it.
Watch it.
Since we only have 9 for next time.
I will say
377.
When you hear,
it's not anything groundbreaking, but it's good.
When you hear the words Mecha Naruto, like I saw in the title, I was expecting one thing, and it is not that at all.
But
I was expecting like Naruto Gundam, like giant mech, and that is not what it is.
It is not. So yeah, if you want to watch a filler, watch that. You can watch the ones in between, but I literally don't know what they're about. Like one of them, 323, is Naruto's rival, and I don't know what that could be.
Sasuke. Skip it.
No, I'm guessing it's Konohamaru. But I don't even know if I've ever watched that.
Skip it.
Yeah, yeah. So you're more likely to skip it if it's Konohamaru.
Either really at this point.
Valid. Okay, well then I believe that is it. I don't really have anything else to talk about, and I don't think I've forgotten anything. I've given you the badge. We did the cards.
What's it like to go poo?
Dude. Literally, like, so in character that it was, like, frustrating to hear at that time. It was like, I hate you. Get out of here. But it is so in character. No one answered my question. I asked, what does it feel like to poo? Dude. What a show. All right, so I'm not going to read the batch again, but we will see you next week for the final 4 episodes. 1 of 4.
Wow.
Here we go.
Mwah.